Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, Gachagua had an interview at his private residence with more than 7 media houses. And in that interview, from the beginning to the end, you could see a man who had just been prepared to fight the media. In any question they ask, even if Gachagua had the right answer, the way he approached that question, you would see a man who is in fight. The body language, it tells you that this is a man who is fighting. And Mutahi Ngunyi also had an advice for regarding Gachagua, which I want to check into. And then after that, there are other things that I saw in that interview that I want us to analyze on this punchline. So this is what Mutahi Ngunyi told regarding Gachagua. Dear Rigiji, the media is both lazy and evil. Do not fight them. Compromise them. Trust me, your interview scores a C+. Your thoughts were disorganized, though factual. Disorganized, though factual. Now, there are several things I have witnessed in that interview, which personally I did not see regarding Gachagua giving the correct answers. He was trying to play around those questions, which I want us to mention here. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. And before I forget, one of our subscribers on this channel by the name Otilab Mark Comedian. This is a young YouTuber, so I request our viewers to support his work by just subscribing to his channel. I will put a link in the comment section and the description box so that you can get to the channel and support him. Supporting by subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much. Back to this discussion. Now, whatever Mutahi Ngunyi has told regarding Gachagua could be true. It is not easy to win a war against media, whether it is mainstream media or social media. It's not easy. You try that direction, they can destroy you. That's why I'm saying that media is evil. Media can destroy your reputation totally. And again, they can build you from nothing to something. So there's no argument on that one. So, in as much Gachagua has always fought the media, of course, he has always got it wrong. Because as of now, if you look at regarding Gachagua, Gachagua does not come out with that image of a deputy president. He come out more of a Dio and a Mount Kenya tribal leader. He has never become a national leader because that's what he has focused on, and the media has always brought it out in that manner, of course, to put him where he belongs correctly. That's why you see he will always have that fight with the media. He will say something that will bring it out, and they come and say, you misquoted me. Then you wonder how. Now, number one, issues that I think Gachagua has failed to answer properly. He was asked a question about the eviction order. This government of William Samoei Ruto is a government that Ruto promised that there will be no interference with the other independent bodies in this country. Police, national police is independent in this country. But we saw regarding Gachagua going to Rift Valley, where a court had issued an order to evict some individuals from a land. And you know, once the court give an order, it is the police officers who are going to implement that, to enforce that order. So the police went further to enforce the order. But Gachagua went there with the iron sheet after people were evicted from the land, and he returned them back to that land. That means Gachagua was already against the court order. So Gachagua was interfering, number one, with the judiciary. He is interfering with the court. They say they're going to respect independent bodies, and we have 3 arms of the government. The executive, then we have the National Assembly, and we have the judiciary. Already, this is a man who is interfering with the judiciary order. They have made a ruling, but he went back to build those houses because he wants to look popular by breaking the law. That question he never answered properly. Instead, even he went further to punish the county commission of that area just because he was implementing a court order. In the name of now Gachagua saying that he was protecting the poor. So the word poor comes in because you want to look popular. For me, Gachagua interfered with the independent judiciary. He also interfered with the independent police. They have where they get their orders. The police don't take orders from Gachagua, but he's a man who wants to give orders to police and also punish the police. In that one, William Ruto and Gachagua are wrong. Number two, Gachagua was asked about 1.5 billion shilling that went to his office after he made an order to the treasury. But you check on how he answered that question. He is saying that it is Uhuru Kenyatta's men who had removed William Ruto's budget, who now decided now to bring back that budget, and those are the people who ordered for treasury to give that 1.5 billion shillings, but not Rigathi Gachagua. Really? Can it be there anything like that one which will happen without the knowledge of Rigathi Gachagua as a deputy president? Or he's telling us that he's not aware of anything that is going on in his office? Is he telling that he's a deputy president who is sleeping on duty? In this one, Gachagua was just trying to play politics and run away from the truth. He don't want to be held responsible for asking for such amount of money, which was going into buying new vehicle. By the way, in that office, we had a deputy president, William Ruto, who had those vehicles for that office. So Gachagua wanted to buy a new vehicle, but not to use those that were there already attached to that office. So look at that. He literally ran away from the question. Another question was about independent of journalists. Gachagua is a man who has always fought the journalists in this country. He's fighting the media and the journalism. So independent of the media is not there in this country. And he was asked a direct question. He could not run away from this question, but he decided to bring in allegation that is unproved. There is one journalist who went to an event which was graced by Rigathi Gachagua's wife, Dorcas Gachagua. They were giving out relief food to people in Mount Kenya there. So this journalist went to record that event, but he was wrapped up by bodyguard attached to Rigathi Gachagua's wife. So they asked him that question. What is his view to that kind of treatment of a journalist who is on his line of duty after being beaten and harassed by police officer attached to his office? You know his answer? That journalist was drunk. And it was not the first time he was drunk. Every time he got to a function like this one, he has been drunk. That's why police officers were kicking him out. Gachagua cannot prove that that journalist was drunk in that event. And the police officers never came out to confirm that he was drunk when he attended that event. And that was the reason why they roughed him. Because the question was, if he was drunk, why did the police officer, forcefully snatched his phone? They grabbed his phone forcefully. They deleted the videos. They even went further to the other journalists who are now recording what they were doing in that act of mistreating this journalist. You see, they also harassed them. So were also these other ones drunk? he cannot answer that question. And of course, they did not continue to ask him of the same, because then already this was a man who was so much aggressive even in his response to those questions. Because the truth of the matter is that if Gachagua has any problem with the media, then the only place he can launch this complaint is to he can launch the problem to media council. That is the only body that can deal with the disciplining of this journalist or of this media house in case they go against their role in publishing or when they're reporting matters. Gachagua has never reported anything from there. So if he's not reporting there and he says that he will come to give his complaint to the public, but not to the media council, what does that one tells you? It means Gachagua has not any complaint to launch against these media houses. He don't have any. His complaints are baseless. If he had a strong case, he could have launched one and even demand for compensation where necessary, or even take to the court. But he has never gone that direction. That tells you one thing, that all what Gachagua is trying to do is just making noise, because he's determined to fight media, because media is pointing out his mistakes, and is a man who's not even ready to change, and is even promising that he's not going to change his styles of approach to politics. That was Rigathi Gachagua for you, and that is what I'm learning from this. And of course, this is an incompetent deputy president, a man who wants to fight everyone and anything.